October 20th, and it's step 26, Libra, which is a Capricorn day of commitment. Today is the day where social justice is in charge, and commitments you make today are going to affect the balance of the rest of your life. Welcome to a powerful, powerful day. This is relationships and balance coming into line. Welcome, welcome. Put in the comments where you're from, and also give me a bunch of likes down there. Just hit the screen a bunch of times, tap, tap, tap. Press that button right there, send it to a friend, send it to a relative, send it to yourself. See you Saturday, right on. Looking forward to that. Saturday's going to be powerful. That's tomorrow. Holy smokes. Tomorrow, yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Ruby Jean, how you doing? Put down where you guys are from. Hi, Jude. Colorado, England, UK. Well, isn't England UK? Same place, I think. Oakland, California, Chico, Tunisia, London, but living in SoCal. Oh, there you go. Germany, from Dubai. Wow, hello from Dubai. Boston, Scotland, Philly, Tijuana, Poland. Welcome over there in Poland. Norway, Sweden. Can we only attend Saturday if we finish? No. Saturday's for everybody. Please come on in. Go to the link in our bio. If you guys want to come in, it's the largest healing event that we've done publicly. So come on in. It's going to be at Joshua Tree. If you are anywhere close, if you're within you can get in your car right now and start driving. If you're 12 hours from here, start driving. It's going to be worth it. We have people driving from the Pacific Northwest, 17 to 20 hours. We have people coming in from Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Last minute, guys, there are people coming from all over the place. There's lots of places to stay. You can get places out here really cheap, Airbnb. You can stay in Palm Springs, which is about 45 minutes away, 50 minutes away, which is really, really cheap out here. Don't worry, if you came down with something, that's, you got to take care of yourself. You guys definitely take care of yourself. But you know what? It's all the way till tomorrow. Philadelphia, near airport. Right on. Coming in. Hey, D. Welcome, welcome. Ireland. Sedona, Nebraska, BC. Hey, Balancing Lotus. Croatia. Good morning, good morning. Illinois. Coming Saturday from Philly. Yeah, awesome. I need to real quick. Coming Saturday from Philly. Right on. Looking forward to seeing you from Philly. That's going to be awesome. Yeah, we're going to be there, I think, at about 9:30 setting up. And, when we get there and we're getting the setup, we won't have a lot of ability to talk to people, just so you know. But there's a park there. You can kind of hang out there. It's super cool. If you want, get there for sunrise. I mean, depending on what you're doing, the sunrises here are insane. The sunrise, that's what we were doing today. And we're going to go to probably 2 or 3, don't know. We're just going to play it by ear and see what happens. But you're welcome to stay there the whole day. We got the park for the whole day. We talked about dogs. I think we're going to say there is a dog park there, but the challenge with it is other dogs will be there and they trigger other dogs. And we don't want people's experience to be taken away from that. I don't know if there's a way to, and again, don't get me if I'm wrong on this, but leaving a dog in a hotel room, like an apartment, and then coming back within a couple hours. My concern is that once we start releasing, there's a lot of energy. Animals start to go crazy, and some dogs will nip at your private parts when you do fascial maneuvers. And in a group that big, it's going to be energy and trauma coming out like crazy. Yes, help with trapped body trauma. Yes. I live in Joshua Tree. Right on. Awesome. Come on in. We're going to see you there tomorrow then. So just go to the event section on our website and you can register there. Scorpio from North Carolina, South Carolina, and all the Carolinas in between. I thought you were in Palm Springs. I missed what town you're in. No, we're in Palm Springs right now. Actually, we're in Indio. But we are the Joshua Tree's the event. I mean, we're talking. It's a 45-minute, 50-minute drive, and We came down here because we had more people coming. We needed a bigger space at the last minute. LSA coming in from Philly, right on. Lifestyle Artist coming in from Philly. And we've got all of the Minnesota crew already getting on planes right now, coming down here.
They're driving.
Whoa, they're driving from Minnesota?
They left yesterday, they're driving.
They left yesterday. We got the Minnesota crew probably coming in on the chat here if they can, and driving. Whoa, that is so cool. Coming in from Minnesota, I love that. That's a road trip you'll never forget. It'll be in person, yes. Holding down the fort in Minneapolis, Minnesota this weekend where the rest of the team heads out. Hey, Ashley, how you doing? Thank you for holding the fort. And Ashley, thank you for all that you do to support people out there in Minnesota. Is it all day affair? Yeah, it's pretty much. I mean, if you're coming in, if you're getting there at 8 or 9 o'clock, and we'll be there at 9, probably 9:30. And then we'll be there till probably 3 o'clock-ish or so. But there'll be people staying there. There'll be people from all over, lifestyle artists there, coaches there, stuff like that. So I imagine that there's going to be breakouts of people doing assistive maneuvers, helping each other, stuff like that. You joined Serious Joy a few days ago and love it. That's awesome. Thank you. Do you need a national park pass? Do you need a park pass? No, we're at the edge of the park, right?
No, we're not. No, you don't have to go to the
No,
park.
you don't need a national park pass. We're at the edge of the park. So we're right before you go into the park.
It's in 29 Palms, the city.
It's in 29 Palms, the city. It's like right on the edge of the park.
Yeah, it's right on the edge of the park.
Yeah, there's a dog park there. But guys, I'm really sorry. I don't know how to handle that. I'm not sure. I mean, I think dogs.
So dogs are allowed?
They're allowed into the park. It's just that at the event itself, when we do fascial maneuvers in someone's house, dogs go crazy, cats go crazy.
So what people did at Vancouver is the people that brought dogs stayed on the edges.
People that brought dogs in Vancouver stayed right out on the edges, right on the far, and I guess that would work too. As long as your dog is not roaming and around. I mean, it's my only concern is that dogs start going at each other, and there's a lot of energy being released. So the short answer is I don't know exactly. I don't think any. I think as long as you are on the very edges, that might be acceptable. Again, you're gonna have to just play it by ear, and if your dog gets out of control or starts yipping at other dogs, or they get into arguments or whatever, then you're gonna have to deal with that. I'm done with my sad narratives. Great, thank you. Greetings from Toronto, Scorpio. No dogs allowed in national parks. Yeah, we're not in the national park. We're in 29 Palms. There is a dog park there attached to it, by the way. And I don't know. I don't know. I think you could take a dog and you could leash it up and then go back and check on it. I mean, because the actual event itself, the primary maneuvers, class, trauma release, and stuff like that, is going to be about 2 hours. And so then around that, there's a lot of activities. But good morning. Or sorry, Grand Rising, good rising. Abbotsford, Iowa, welcome. The Bay Area. Put together a group big enough, we'll come to the Bay Area. Is there a maneuver for menopause symptoms? Yes, there is actually. You go to the lower reset on the link on our website, the lower reset. And in the lower reset, you have all of the primary maneuvers for menopause symptoms, because it's usually pressure here and here. And then you can do the lower reset. If you need to, you can do some of the upper reset if you've got headaches and compression up here. But do the lower reset first, because that's where the pressure is coming from. And again, you can get to that through the link in our bio. And you can get to that on our webpage. Hi Stacy. We are in Palm Springs. Do some in-person events on Sunday. I don't roll on Shabbat. I get it. Yeah, we do in-person events on Sunday. Yeah, we have done lots of them on Sunday. It's just depending on where we're going and what it is. We have to flow each event based upon who's coming, where we are, when we can get space, stuff like that. if you can hold space in Palm Desert. Yes, we can. Well, Palm Desert, you mean like, yeah, we're right up the road from Palm Desert. Taurus from Virginia. Welcome, New York. Hey, Neelam. Hey, Dr. April. What time does it start? It officially starts at 11, but we are there. People will be there by 9:30. Some people will be there for sunrise. You guys bring some water, bring a little bit of food, bring a blanket, hang out. We have the park for the whole day. It's just us. No one's gonna be kicking you out. You can stay there from sunrise to sunset. Will there be? We'll be there in spirit. Yes, Italy's a little bit too far to make it. Please, I am calling. Okay, Phyllis. Just talking about you guys. Okay, please come to Toronto. We'll be there. If you're trying to get rid of your trauma, this is a question we get all the time. There's no such thing as a trauma release. There is a relief of stress in the body, which allows you to be present while you still have that trauma. Because basically the job of the brain is to explain and narrate and work through the problems of the body. So if you have a trauma, you're feeling the pain in here, so the brain's trying to solve that problem. It's going back and forth. Well, in the third dimension and where we are, you need a triangle. So you need to go outside your body to create a triangle. In other words, observe your trauma, observe the activity, then your body releases it. But that is an impossible task when you're in stress. I don't care how many people you go talk therapy. I don't care how much plant medicine you do. If you've got it lodged in your body, it's not gonna work. And this is why people they go like, I'm doing ayahuasca for my trauma. It's really good. How many times have you done it? 30 times. It's not working. If you're still doing it 30 times, you should do it once or twice, 3 times at the most. And if you're not quite getting it by then there's something trapped in your body that needs to get out. Because trauma is not a one-time event. Trauma is stress leaving the body, you getting a perception out here, triangulating the experience, and then integrating that experience into your life. Because trauma interacts with your daily life. Like if I'm shocked and afraid of meeting new people because of trauma, then every day in my life I go out and I meet people and I talk or have to do that, and that trauma is present in my body. So that means that trauma is interacting with my life. That means I have to release it in my life. So you can't go somewhere and have your trauma released and have it work. You have to have the tools to deal with it in your everyday life. And here's the primary workings of stress. When your body's stressed, it narrows your focus or perception or your available options to get rid of it. That's the job of stress. The final aptitude or output of stress is suicide. When you're in stress so much that you can't get out of it, you narrow your focus, and when your body has to get out of the stress, your brain can't see any other option other than leaving. And so the idea is once you take your body out of stress and you take it out consistently, day over day over day, then your body feels safe enough to triangulate the experience. So you stand outside yourself and you watch yourself in the experience. And then you go through your life and you start interacting. You go interact with the people at work, the people that you had trauma with. You interact in situations. That's how trauma leaves your body. It is not going to leave your body in an event. There's no practitioner on the planet that can take away your trauma. They can give you an experience that you have to integrate in your day, but if you don't have the tools to integrate that in your daily life, like when you spike your stress because of a trigger traumatically, if you don't have a tool to bring your stress down, then for the next 6 hours, you're in that event. You're in the trauma again. And then what are the chances that you're going to have another trigger within that 6 hours? Highly likely. This is why trauma work, the way it's being done out there, it's not working. And if it worked, we wouldn't be here. Human Garage wouldn't be here. All the trauma therapists, everybody talking about trauma online wouldn't exist if it was currently working. So this is what works. It's because you get the tools to take your body out of stress. You take your body out of stress long enough, it works. It will not be that hot. Because of the time of day we're doing it, it's going to be warm, but it's not going to be super, super hot. It's been pretty nice out here. Make sure you bring water, guys. We'll have emergency water there, but we don't have enough water for everybody. Struggling with trauma, yeah. If you're struggling with trauma, go over, do the 28-day reset. That is the best tool for trauma release, because you remove the stress daily for 28 days with reference points, with trauma release, with other reference points. Heavy feelings in your stomach. Okay, so if you have heavy feelings in your stomach, let's do something right now. And stomach is over here on the left side, by the way, but you might be feeling it right here. So we'll do two of them. We're going to do the stomach. This is for belief. So take your center bone, go to the left, all the way down to the edge of the rib cage, pull in there and pull the tissue over, okay? Take your left hand, put it behind your neck. We're going to breathe in 6 times together. 3 times through the mouth and 3 times through the nose. So breathe in. 2, 3, through the nose, 2, 3. Okay, that's the first one. Already calming my brain down. So let's go, because a lot of people are going to feel it in their belly. So let's do 2 things. Let's do a belly button trauma release. So take your hand, stick it into the belly button, okay, upside down, and then turn it thumbs up. Take your other hand, put it in the back, and turn it clockwise. So counter. Okay, bend over and breathe. Move your body slightly. Up like this. Breathe through your nose too. Okay, that's a pretty good one. I can feel the fluoride, by the way, in the water. It's making my fascia tighten up. Wow. That's why I have fluoride. I mean, because we're taking showers in it. So that's why I have fluoride water filter. Is like a vitamin C one's really important. How are you feeling right now? Okay, let's go for the left hip. Right above the left hip, pull the skin towards the belly button. Okay, take the left hand, put it up there. 6 breaths again, 3 through the mouth. Breathe in. 2, 3, through the nose. 2, 3. There you go. So how are you feeling right now? If you have that heavy feeling, let me know. And this is for, looks like Harshit, 297. Oh, my tailbone's sore for almost a week. Okay. Hey, April. Let's try this. If your tailbone's sore, we'll talk about why. I get pounding pressure in my head every time I do toy twisting. Hey, April.
Hey.
So, tailbone sore, huh?
Yes. It's been annoying.
It's letting go of fear in your past.
Okay.
So, I'll explain a little bit about tailbone pain. It's really interesting. So, when the bladder, fear gets pulled and the bladder gets tight, it pulls the hips this way.
Okay.
So it pulls it this way. So the area around the tailbone and the sacrum tries to pull it back, and then it gets tender. It's tender sore, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's uncomfortably sore. Like I can't. It's sore to sit.
Yeah. Okay. So first and foremost, okay, a little graphic here, but I've got my hands right on my butt cheeks, right around my tailbone. I'm gonna pull the fascia up like I'm spreading my butt cheeks. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Then I'm gonna squat and bend over and then move my body around so I feel the stretching. Keep moving, just breathe. Again, deeper squat. So that's the first one. Get up, move around, see how that feels.
It feels a little better.
Okay, so
It's been
what
so
we're doing is
painful.
where fear comes from here. Comes from the Achilles area, up over the tailbone, goes up the spine, up the back, up the neck, into the head. So we're just loosening up all the way. Okay, so the next one is barefoot sprinter routine. You take your hands, clasp them, put them, and you can sit down and do it too, and put them underneath the calf, pull up, and then flex the calf.
Okay. Does it matter the left or right side or both
We're
sides?
gonna do both.
Okay.
And then get that good stretch so you feel it like right in the Achilles tendon.
Yep.
And you can move your hands up the calf if you want a little bit. That'll give it a stretch, and like right behind the knee. Do it. And above the knee, in the hamstring area, do it there too.
Okay.
Okay. And then I like to do this one. So I like to take it right from here, pull up, and then stretch away from it.
Okay. Oh. There's a bunch.
And then I go right up underneath my butt cheek and I do it again. And do that on one side. Now move around even on that one side and feel it. It should feel like the one side feels a lot looser in the back, right?
But yeah, there was a lot of adjustment that took place in my upper hamstring.
Yeah, upper hamstring. That's right in the glutes.
Yeah.
It's like fear of moving forward in your life, either physically or emotionally. So let's do the other side.
Yeah.
For some people, you can put it against a wall to start. This is a good way to do it if you don't have the balance. So I'm just giving an alternate here. Or for other people, you can do it sitting down too. That works perfectly. And then again, move it up the calf.
Okay.
And then hamstring area. Right behind the butt cheek. This is good for sciatica. This is a perfect one for sciatica people.
Whew. That was amazing.
Feels a little bit better. We're not done yet. We're going to do the whole thing.
Okay. Holy.
Feels better though, right?
Oh, yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So now what we're going to do is take right above your sacrum,
Okay.
like lower back, pull the skin upwards. So you're stretching the skin upwards. Squeeze your bladder like you're gonna pee, and then arch your back forward and back, like thrusting the hips, and then squat way over slowly. Put it forward, squat way over.
Okay.
Okay, starting to feel a bit more space there now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna go all the way up. We're gonna go the whole chain. So we're gonna go up to the back on either side of the spine, grabbing the fascia, bringing your elbows to your chest and your chin to your chest, looking down, squeezing your sex organs, And then rocking right to left slowly. Okay, and then a full squat. Trying to get your elbows between your legs.
Okay.
Breathe. Pull that spine in. That should feel pretty good. Get up and move around. Especially because it's after your birthday, April, so you're starting to release all the stuff that you were working on all year.
Yes.
And
yes.
the body's still holding on to it just because it's still got tightnesses and layers of fascia that's still working its way out.
Yeah, my biggest, like right here, I feel this sometimes when I'm doing the anti-gravity, when we go up,
Yeah.
when we twist up, I feel it right here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's grief. That's the large intestine and gallbladder area, but for you, it's grief specifically. Yeah. So now what we're going to do is we're going to loosen the jaw plate all the way back to the neck. So fingers inside the jaw, all the way back, out to there. And then open the mouth and squat. Now walk around and feel your tailbone. It should start feeling more normal.
Yes.
Okay, last one is bladder. So bring your finger like right over top of your bladder.
Okay.
Pull up really, really tight so you feel it going right inside the legs, inner thighs.
Okay.
Okay, really tight on the bladder. Step forward with one foot, lunge backwards, look up to the sky and pull your hands apart. Up and apart. Breathe. And step back to the other side. Okay, walk around a little bit. Feeling pretty good now?
Yes.
Okay, so the final thing is let's remove the fear that's being held there. So right hand on your bladder, left hand on your neck. Okay, squeeze your butt cheeks, push your hands into your bladder, or your bladder into your hands. Okay, and then breathe into your mouth. 2, 3. Say, thank you, fear, for being here.
Thank you, fear, for being here.
No longer need this reference.
I no longer need this reference.
Okay. In through your nose. 2, 3. It's okay to leave my body, fear.
It's okay to leave my body, fear.
I feel safe and protected.
I feel safe and protected.
Okay, breathe into your mouth again. Breathe into your nose. Okay.
That was great. Thank you so much.
How does it feel?
Oh, it feels amazing. Like the pain, the pain that I was having, it was like, it was just kind of like a numbing, not numbing, but it was just annoying. So it's like when I press on my tailbone, it's not there.
Yeah. Yeah. And so pain, anything above a 2 pain is not your muscles or your bones. It's either a nerve, which you'll know right away because it's shocking, or it's your fascial layers. It's the emotions that are attached to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's tough to get that in my head when I'm at a like a level 7 or 8 pain, because my focus is like it's in my body, it's in my bones, it's in my muscles. But really that we can move the fascia and move the emotion, and then the pain just goes away.
Yeah. Well, and to hear you say that it was fear that I'm holding on to, like that makes a whole lot of sense with this transformation that I've been going through. And so I didn't think about that. So that's a good awareness to have.
So how is it, how's it been going for you then? Like, what has your transformation been like lately?
I'm at peace, and I'm starting to recognize, like there's certain things that have triggered me in the past, and I would immediately respond or react, and I'm not. I'm just like, okay, like just flowing through space, like flowing through the day, which has been nice. And when I would maybe get agitated about certain things, that I'm like, okay, I'm going through the space, and I'm trusting that this path that I'm on, like, because I've said this before, like I'm just trusting the path that I'm on, and knowing that this is where I'm supposed to be, and not getting anxious about that.
So what are like, how does this show up for you? What are some of the triggers that push you over the edge?
I would say probably my impatience, or if someone I feel like if I'm being attacked, like or something in the past just triggered me that's taken me to my past experience, then that will trigger me. That'll set me off, and I will get emotional. Or
so what kind of experiences are the worst for you? Are they like a relationship, a personal failure? What are the ones that really get you?
So the one that I can think of most recently it was a relationship. So like my husband, you know, we've been on this journey together for 18 years, and we're in a really good place. And there's some things that he would have done in the past that would have triggered me and set me off. And as he's also healing as well from his trauma, he did something that it wasn't intentional, but it would have triggered me, and I would have responded in such a way like I need to protect myself. And I was like, okay, it's okay. This is not about me. This is about him. Mm-hmm. And I was able to move through that without responding, which for me, that was like huge. I just let it like go in and out, and let that go.
So when you feel that trigger come up, what do you do?
Well, I'm doing maneuvers, and I'm breathing, and knowing that it's not my experience. That's his experience. It's not my experience. And so I breathe through it, and then sometimes, you know, I'll do a maneuver if I feel like I need to, but more or less I'm breathing through it and knowing that it's not my experience, it's the other person's experience.
Right. And you're 18th year, so you're in your 9th year with your husband. So that's I act, I am. So this is your Aries year. This is the action year, but it's also the year that can trigger the anger, the frustrations.
Yeah, we've been through it's been an interesting 18 years, and we're in a really good, healthy place, and a lot of it has to do with his own healing as well.
When's his birthday again?
He's a Capricorn. He's January 3rd.
Oh yeah.
76.
Yeah. So he's a Sagittarius Capricorn.
He is.
It's extreme, and he every once in a while wants social justice, wants to make sure that you pay the price so you learn the lesson.
That was like him years ago, but it's not him now.
That's good.
And Yeah, yeah. And so it's kind of a beautiful transformation to see what he has gone through, and he's still healing from his own trauma. So it's good. It's good.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, you're in Lifestyle Artist One now, right?
Yes, I start November 1st. I'm so excited.
That's so
Can't
cool.
wait. Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah,
Cannot wait.
I can't wait to see your journey. And I'm really interested. I mean, you know what? I mean, you're from higher education. That's your life. You're what'd you do your PhD in again?
So it's in educational leadership.
And that's what the world needs
Yes,
right now. Yeah,
yes.
embodiment
Yeah,
leadership, really.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So educational leadership, I love being an educator and teaching, and so just finding, for me, it's been about this journey of how do I blend that into health and wellness, and then also incorporating Human Garage into that, and helping individuals heal. I was watching Jason yesterday, and he 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 was working with a woman. It was extremely amazing. But the fact that the point that he made was that it's so important as women that we take care of ourselves, that we prioritize ourselves. And I'm on that journey to help other women do that, because we cannot, yes, we're nurturers, but we cannot give to others if we're not fully embodied within ourselves. And I've experienced that, and just trying to help other women to do that. Like, we have to give to ourselves. We have to prioritize ourselves. And so I want to teach women how to do that, and how to instill healthy habits, and how to incorporate all the things that you guys are doing in their journey.
Well, we have a big platform for you to do that. And actually, you're going to see the first community-sponsored program, which is the Parents Helping Children, is coming to the platform here in 3 weeks or so. And then the next part is education in different areas. So we need a lot of educational leadership. And of course, our system's built, our whole entire system's built for the community to support the community. I don't want to be doing this the rest of my life. I want to be living my life and helping people. And I can't do that if I'm tied to a camera every day.
Right, right. Well, the other thing too, Gary, that I'm pretty passionate about is corporate, and helping corporations really have care and compassion for their employees. And I think there's a lot of talk about wellness and well-being, but corporations don't know what to do with that. And employees are really stressed out. I was just looking at some stats not too long ago, and 49% of professionals, and through a survey that I was reading through Gallup, are stressed out. Everybody's stressed out, but employers don't know what to do with that. And so, I think that there's a beautiful way to help corporations take care of their employees.
We were doing a little bit of that yesterday.
Yeah.
We had 8 leaders from major corporations in the United States come together, and we took them through a little workshop to explain how this all works.
Yeah.
They're actually part of the reason why we came on here.
Nice.
And we're giving them, like, it's like, if your employees feel better, if they're less stressed, if they have less emotional issues, they're going to perform better. But that's not the only reason to do this. It's like, hey, let's be good citizens.
Exactly. And I've seen it all. I have seen it all. And this, I know that the bottom line is about, it's money. It's, how do we bring in the most money, or how do we, are successful in our business? But at the end of the day, your employees are the ones that make it happen. And if you're not caring for them, and if it's just lip service, that doesn't do anything for anybody, and they're continuously stressed, and then they're not going to bring their best selves to work. And so, very passionate about that, and I think there's simple things that can be done. Well,
I can't wait for you to get through our educational programs, and then give us some feedback, because that's what we need. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, I am too. And thank you so much, Gary. I feel so much better. This has been a pain in my rear all week long.
Pain in your ass all week long.
It has been.
Take care, April.
Thank you. See ya.
Bye. That was really good. Thank you, April, for providing us a way to get through the pain in our ass. Let's say hi to my friend. Let's see if she can come online. Because it's like 1 in the morning where you are. I think it is, isn't it? Is it 1 in the morning where you are or something like that? Sophia, I'm calling you. Sophia. Hello, hello. You just have to press the button. Sophia!
Hey!
Isn't it, what is it, 1 in the morning for you?
No, it's almost 11 p.m. here.
Oh, almost 11 p.m. So you're late night stalking, eh?
Can't you see I'm ready to go to bed?
How's it been, out of curiosity, how's it been for you the last couple of days? Your Leo-ness must have been coming out in all kinds of ways.
Oh my goodness, Gary, the past few weeks have been crazy. My daughter left to Germany. She's 18, and that's been triggering a lot because she's living with my mother at the moment. And
I remember you talking about that. I won't repeat the words, but I remember you having a little bit of a tough time with that.
I'm having a tough time. I was setting my boundaries, and now it's like the boundaries kind of withered away because my daughter is there. Because I have to communicate with my mother a lot now.
When's your mother's birthday again?
She is an Aquarius. It's February 10th.
Oh my gosh. Okay. She's a master level Aquarius. She can make stuff happen, by the way. But the detachment from the emotions, that's got to be tough for you as this budding Leo out there with all this mastery wanting to just share, and your mom's just can go as like stone cold sober.
Yes, and it's the other way around too.
Yeah? Well,
Yeah.
you learn trait then.
Yeah, it's, I was probably the rebellious from the siblings.
I didn't even ask you, how many siblings do you have?
I have a brother. He's Cancer.
Oh, and when's his birthday?
July 4th.
July 4th? Oh my
July
gosh. Sagittarius, and you got lots of Sagittarius in you too.
I know I have all these experience with the masters who said in my life, and the Gemini master, the Cancer, and yeah, it's been a tough week for me.
So we're coming through a really rough week, and today and tomorrow we're doing an event here at Joshua Tree, but today and tomorrow are probably the roughest time in relationships. And like 2 days ago, it was like ending of relationships with things or people. Did you have any of that going on in your life?
I wanted to. I decided like last night at 9 p.m. because I'm micromanaging my daughter from here. So can you imagine like micromanaging to the details, what she has to say? Because there's the language barrier there. She doesn't speak German, and, my mom is my uncle, and I'm trying to manage it from here every 5 minutes.
Oh, also German versus, I can't even imagine the difference. Such an expressive culture she's coming from, and such a narrow expression of culture in Germany.
Yes, it's also narrow here in Indonesian. So it's like, but we come from an Eastern European, we have Eastern European blood, so very fiery.
Right.
My German family is very fiery, very aggressive. Whereas here on this eastern side of the planet, we're very, everything has to be very, you cannot say what you want or
Right.
how you feel.
Right.
But in Germany, you have to say what you feel. That's how it is.
Do you actually comply with that, or do you get in a little bit of trouble? Because I mean, you're pretty expressive generally.
I can adapt. I'm good in adapting, Jerry. I don't know.
How does that show up in your work?
I never have problems in my work. I'm very good with adapting to people, meeting new people, being nice to them, putting up a good front. Maybe that's just what my work required. all
Yeah.
these 35 years.
Isn't
But
that
then
amazing? You've been doing this for 35 years?
35 years, 37. I wanted to cut the 2 years. But yeah, it's been I don't know if everybody's feeling it, but it's been a rough week. It's
Yeah.
challenging. And I wanted to send you a DM today as like, Gary, please help me with all this. I mean, even today, my hands, my arms, they were like frozen. I couldn't move them. It was like a major panic attack.
What do you mean
It's seldom.
frozen? What do you mean frozen?
Like I couldn't move them. I couldn't move them. They were stiff.
Yeah, like just like that kind of stiff, like hard to move, or like solid?
Yeah, like solid. Like I was, like
Yeah.
my arms was, yeah. My daughter came in and here this is happening, and then suddenly I got a panic attack and I couldn't move I couldn't
You know
move
what?
my arm.
I feel it. I feel it because you're not expressing the truth, and you're holding your emotions in and you're thinking about them. That's what, because I feel your throat right now.
Yeah, because I'm trying to be the mother here, trying to look after my daughter, trying to shield her from the people there. But I know I only can do so much here, so it's very stressful at the moment.
You know what?
I wanted to send you a DM. I wanted to send you a DM, and I said, Gary, you gotta help me. What movements do I have to do?
You know what?
And I did.
You know what? But you know what? Your daughter's a chip off you. I mean, just think about you. You know how to navigate this stuff. So she's been learning all these years how to navigate this from you by watching you.
Yeah. Yes, but when I was in Germany, I had the tools to go against my mother. She doesn't have the tools. She wasn't raised by her. She doesn't know the language. So she's always, Mom, what should I say? Please write me. What should I say? Can you imagine? And then I have work on top of it. I said, Gary, please help me. What's going on in the stars, on the planets? But I did my, I do it every day. But today I felt it after I did the 15 minutes stress reset, and I did something else, and the organ reset, I could feel it immediately.
Yeah.
I was 70% calmer.
Yeah. So you're starting to get to that stage where, see, what happens is you're ratcheting down your stress daily by doing the maneuvers now on a daily basis. And now the contrast between where you get to and where you were is greater, because it doesn't take but 2 seconds to fire you back up to that stress level. But now when you do the fascial maneuvers, you're actually getting down there quicker.
Oh, okay. So you're saying it takes time.
Yeah. I mean, because you're fighting habits. It's like, when you think about eating, you think about eating a food that you like, and then your mouth starts salivating, your stomach starts rumbling, because your body knows the habit of what it's going to do when it gets that food. Mm-hmm. Well, it's the same way with all your emotions. Your body knows the habit. And what you've done is you've had a habit of interacting one way. You've added fascial maneuvers, which is calming you down. And now you're getting to the habit of being calmed down faster. So you notice the difference more.
Yeah. So like I said, my hands, my arms, they were like paralyzed. And I just forced myself to do the 50 minutes reset. I did yoga in between, and I did, what do you call it? Oh
yeah, this one here. Yeah, right here.
Yes, I did that.
A twisty wristy. I got somebody named it that, and we never got it out. It was like, now we can't name it anything else, because everybody goes, we try to name it something. You mean twisty wristy?
Yeah, so the twisty wristy, I did the twisty wristy, and my body is telling me what I need today. It's like, okay, it's the elbow torque. It's this. I need the organ reset. Sometimes I get particular. Okay, I need to work on my thyroid today. It switches. It's not always the full regime. I mean, I don't know if I'm doing it.
No,
right.
That's the way you're supposed to do it. What we do is we teach people a pattern and a habit, like do the 15-minute stress reset, do this one after. We teach them that so that their body can calm down, mm-hmm. so that they can start talking to their body again. That's what you're already doing. I mean, based on when you started, and where you're at right now, you're like way ahead of the curve.
Yeah. And then I did the facelift today because my body was telling me I think I need the facelift today. Because if people say facelift, they immediately think about it. Oh, it's going to be aesthetic or not. But it's working on so many other things.
Yeah, it's working on grief right here. It's working on fear. It's working on your desire. It's working on anger up here. That's why we've got to keep this area. It's anger from like scrunching.
Okay. And I did I did see Jason's live, and he was doing, the pulling down of the skin and pulling up, and but it was immediately 70%. My arms weren't paralyzed anymore. I was much more present. Yeah, today was stressful, but it immediately calmed me down. The fascia maneuvers, like never before.
So we're looking forward to coming over there.
Yes.
I mean, I'm really excited. I'm excited that you're excited about this. I mean, you've got millions of people that follow you that are naturally going to go the direction that you go. And I'm really excited about what that means, because you've got a culture over there that has been repressed for a long time. And I
Yes.
feel like that culture is ready to wake up.
Yes. And people are wakening up. People are looking for tools to heal. And yeah, I can't wait to introduce you to, as many people as possible here. Because people ask, so what do you do? What do you do, Sophie? What is your daily regime? I said, if I tell you, can you follow? Will you follow? Because, it's not an instant work, but it's so simple.
What languages do you speak?
My first language is German, and then I spoke English, and my third one is Indonesian, and I understand Dutch a little bit.
So, what'd be really great is, so what we've been doing is we have the maneuvers now in 20 languages, and then we want to continue to build on that. Those 20 that are there now are sorry, that's you. I can feel it. We're gonna clear that in a second. Yeah. Those 20 languages are where we were 2 years ago, so that's going to start to rise, but faster. And Indonesian would be powerful to have it in, because that's, like I said, that's a part of the world that's super connected spiritually, but I believe has been dumbed down on purpose.
Yes, it's the body that we forget, Gary. I think our mind is there. Spirituality, it's relative, but it's there too. And then people think we forget the spirituality, where it's the body that we're actually forgetting.
Right.
That the body is so important, and people become so lazy when they have to work on their body.
Well, think about it this way. We talk about the body and I have an aura, but that's not true. There's an energy field around me, or there's energy field in which you can only see a little bit of it, which is this sliver of a human. That energy field that's at least 6 feet, either way, all the way around. And so that we are actually spirit. And what's, now we have the science to say our body's actually photonic. We are light. We can actually look inside and we can see that we are actually generating light. And then furthermore, at the cellular level, there's a negative and positive charge in each cell, and each cell is 1.4 volts, which means that we have 50 trillion cells. We're 70 trillion volts of electricity, but we're just not using it. So we are light. We are the spirit. And that's why, I was looking at all these spiritual practitioners around the world, and I kept seeing that they had problems with their bodies. And I'm saying, it can't be, we can't come to this world and be spiritual and then have the vehicle that we're here in be broken. So there has to be something more to it. And then the idea was that's spirituality here, but when we are spiritual in our bodies, this is okay.
Yes. And like I said, this is the missing link.
Yeah.
And, trauma healing here and there. And I mean, they're all valid, but if you do not move your body, and if you don't know how to move your body properly and slowly, then
So here's
You're
a
just gonna
here's a little science of it. So the bones are piezoelectric. So when they touch, they create a spark. That's why when we step off a curb and we miss it, we jolt up because the bones touch.
Mm-hmm.
So the only bones in the body that touch naturally are the rib cage, the teeth, and the ears. So when we breathe, spark. That's our spark of life.
Mm-hmm.
Spark. So so the body itself is generating through movement. We move, we actually create electricity, or we create power. That's why we feel good when we move.
Okay.
And so movement is life, but the original movement is breath.
Okay. I got it.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
And this is why, you know, all these guys would do these breathwork practices and they say, yeah, I'm getting so much energy from it. I used to think, oh, that's bullshit. How do you get energy from breathwork? You know, you get energy from food, I used to think, right? But the truth is we get energy from moving the body, and breathing is moving the body. And that's why we had a conversation the other day. Over the last 4 years, I've taken more intentional breaths than any other time in my life, because I'm breathing, doing a fascial maneuver, you know, in between meetings, with people all the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm so thankful that I met yoga about 10 years ago, because the main thing is making me aware of my breath everywhere I go.
Right.
We tense up every 5 seconds, every two simple things as, oh, we tensed up already, but you know, it reminds you to breathe. But I was thinking there's still a missing link here.
Yeah.
There's still something. I can still feel it. It's something is stuck inside my body. I'm doing yoga every day, and I'm doing slow yoga. I'm not doing, you know, the hardcore. I move very, very slowly when I but that missing link. And then I was, you know, doing it. Oh, it's the counter rotation. It's the AKA womb positions that are so important. So what I'm doing now is the yoga. I incorporate that. Whereas in yoga, I have to twist that direction. I move my head the other way.
That's the way to do it. That's literally, listen, you know, yoga, if you take like a tree pose, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't like that originally. It was like this. And what we did is we made it easier. We broke it apart and made it easier because yoga was a practice that you did from birth.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was natural. But when you start yoga at 20 years old, standing here like this is hard.
Yeah, it's true.
So what we did is we softened it to make it easier or more palatable for people to take.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So
right.
I can't wait. And I have to try to, you know, I'm figuring out how to translate this to Indonesian to make it accessible to people too.
Let's, you know, when you're ready, it would be so powerful to have you do the maneuvers, shoot them professionally, and then put them up there for people, because it's like this. We have all this, the kids program coming to life right now in 3 weeks. And as soon as we had Lauren with her kids come up and do fascial maneuvers, the kids, they're like 7 and 9 years old or something like that. Then all the other kids will do it with the kids, but they won't do it with us. They won't do it with me. And then we have even like Maxine that's around here all the time. She won't do it with us, but 11-year-old comes and that 11-year-old do it with us. And then Maxine will do it because she wants to be like the 11-year-old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. I'm so excited about this. We'll nail down some dates, but I'm thinking like end of January.
I really can't wait to. I just can't wait. This is so exciting. This is the missing link. I'm saying this over and over again, but this is the missing link, Gary.
Let's clear your throat. Put your right hand on your heart, left hand on your throat. Okay, breathe into your mouth. 2. 3. I'm learning to speak my truth from my heart.
I'm learning to speak the truth from my heart.
Breathe into your nose. 2, 3. I'm ready to speak my truth even when it's inconvenient for others.
I'm ready to speak my truth, even if it's inconvenient for others.
Breathe in through your mouth again. 2, 3. I'm ready to listen to my heart.
I'm ready to listen to my heart.
Through your nose. 2, 3. Whoa. There's lots of energy moving there. That felt really good.
Thank you so much, Gary.
Okay, yeah. Just DM me. We'll chat.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Okay, I am really looking forward to coming over there. I'm so excited about it.
Yeah, we're gonna need you here.
Okay, Sophia.
Okay.
Have a nice night.
Have a good day.
Okay, take care.
You
Bye.
too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, Sophia. That was really cool. That's Sophia Lajuba. She is an actress and model in the Philippines, has millions of people following her. And what we're doing is we're reaching out to different parts of the world and finding people who are interested, who want to help their parts of the world. Because you know what, it makes sense. Like I listen to my culture, my nature more than I listen to somebody else. If I'm a kid, I listen to a kid. If I'm Italian, I'm going to listen to Italian more. Just that's the way the world works. So thank you so much, Sophia, for being such a wonderful advocate of fascial maneuvers, living your life and actually learning so fast. It's amazing. Okay, Stella. Stella. Hola, Stella.
Hello. Wow.
How's it going on your reset?
It's going amazing. Actually, tomorrow I haven't, because I was waiting on the supplements. I didn't start the 28, but I've been doing the other group of resets. What was it? I can't remember what it's called. It's what.
Upper and lower
Yes,
reset.
it's full body, and
Yeah.
then there's some other extra ones added in it.
Stella, when's your birthday again?
October 4th.
Oh,
1976.
October 4th. Okay, yeah. So you just been through it recently. And your husband?
Yes.
Is that your
My
husband?
husband is May 11th, 1975.
Well, okay. So, and I love to see you. It's like, did you have to arm wrestle him to get him up there, or he just decided to do it with you?
He just, that's been part of my realization this year, is not trying to get him to do anything.
Yeah.
To just realize that I got my journey and he's got his, and I don't have to carry him. That's been my realization this year, is not having to, and that's probably, yeah, like I don't have to take care of anyone except for myself.
Yeah.
And so in that realization, I just started doing it for myself. Like my body screamed at me, my lower back like seized up, but I asked for it too. I was like, okay, I'm ready to level up, and I realized there's more trauma I need to let go of and bring it on. And the next morning I woke up, my legs collapsed and I was in pain. And then that's when I reached out and you suggested the 15-minute full body reset.
Yeah.
So I started that, and amazing. Like the first day I did it once and it helped, but the second day I did it twice and it was like 0.5 pain, from 10 to 0.5, and haven't stopped doing it. I've just been doing it every day, and I did the 1 day reset, the 3 day, the 7, and now it's the 28, which I want to begin. I was thinking of just beginning it. Actually, that's what I would like to ask.
You just begin it. I mean, the supplements are going to add value to it.
Okay.
But the primary move, that it's the movements that do it, and then the
Yes.
consciousness behind it.
Yes.
So what's been
Okay.
changing for you in the last, like through the 1 day, 3 day, and 7 day? What changed from just doing a 15-minute reset? Like, how did you feel it different?
First of all, the pain in my back is gone. And I notice I've been noticing like I'm feeling the past actually 3 days or 3 days or so. I'm left-handed and I have tension on my left side of my body. Like it's crooked. This side's higher. The left side's
Yeah.
higher. That's been aggravated, but as far as the positive sides of it, I'm standing up taller. The calluses on my feet gone.
Isn't
I didn't do
that cool?
anything.
Eh?
And
Yeah.
I was just like,
So
wow,
the question
amazing.
is, what is a callus? And
Yeah.
and yeah, because like sometimes I'll be going through stuff, I'll get a callus on my hand, and it'll show up like right now, and it wasn't there like 4 hours ago, and then it'll go away in like 3 days.
Yes. Yes. And I'm trying to think of other things. I'm noticing less tension in my jaw, although I still have a lot of like it happened like last year. I had some teeth issues, and since then my jaw just like locks it's not totally locked, but it's like tense. And I'll wake up either from I think I've stopped grinding my teeth, but I would wake up like really uncomfortable, and now I feel like there's something different awakening.
Yeah.
Like my body, I can just feel this like dancing almost through it's like what I would imagine is the fascia.
Yeah.
I can just feel the movement of it. And I haven't actually done it, and you were speaking on the last call about the anger
Yeah.
in this area. In this past year, and I've had that's another thing. My gallbladder is not flaring up. I have a gallbladder. I didn't have it removed. But I've had gallbladder issues on and off for 25, 27 years. When I was pregnant with my first son, I got gallbladder issues. My mother had the same. None of us had it out, but I noticed that this has become more pronounced over the past couple years.
Yeah.
And I haven't done anything, but I'm curious what you would say.
It'll all level out, because I mean, the reason why we've used Botox and fillers is to smooth it out, but the reason it's like that is because there's a contraction.
Yeah.
But once the emotions go, the contraction will go away.
Okay. Yeah. That's also interesting, because also I noticed that my eyes, before I started the maneuvers, like last year or year and a half ago, I had my eyes checked. We were at the doctor for someone else, and the doctor said, just let's look at your eyes. And he looked at my eyes and he's like, you need glasses and blah, blah, blah. The next day the same day I went to my neighbors. She invited me for coffee, and in Turkey, they turn the coffee upside down and read the coffee ground. And she doesn't usually do that, but she was like, let me see yours. And I handed it to her. She didn't know I went to the doctor, and she said, someone told you something about your eyes, and it's not true.
Yeah, there you
And
go.
I never got we looked at glass. There was always something that was just stopping me, and I didn't. So my eyes were already improving once I realized that, wait a minute, no, I don't need that. I just need to like be present and actually look, do the exercises, which I'm just saw you have actually one for the fascial maneuvers. I was doing something similar to that, but I didn't learn it from Human Garage. Now, doing that, my vision is improving, and
I'm gonna do a whole eye rebalancing, eye reset, because I'm doing it for myself. Like when my face was shifting, like if my eyes used to be squintier on one side like this, and this is why I started, because the fascia was pulling over, so the muscles couldn't contract properly to create the shape around the cornea. And so I didn't want to get glasses because that will give you a difference here and here. It's like wearing a crutch one side like this and one like this. So I just wore like literally reading glasses, and I put those on, which so it doesn't favor one over the other, so don't get used to it. It just makes everything bigger.
Bigger.
And then now I'm in the process of my face is about finally shifted. I got a maybe, I don't know, I keep saying another month or two, but it's going to happen when it happens. And my face is completely shifted. Like you can see it on camera. It's shifting. And then I'm going to go, and then I'm going to reprogram my eyes. Because like even when you do like a vestibular like this with Jason, that one, you'll notice that you'll go like this far at first, and then all of a sudden you go all the way back.
Yeah.
Because you're broadening the ability for your eyes to perceive the environment because of computers and looking at small screens, we start to narrow our focus. So as soon as I'm ready to do this and get rid of these, which is shortly, then I'm going to do the exercises I'm going to share with everybody. But I didn't want to, here's the thing is I know the exercises, but I wanted to do it and have it happen on me and then show everybody.
Yes. The proof. Yes. That's actually, that's something that like, I remember watching you during, I can't remember if it was 2020 or 2021, but I remember noticing, and for me, when I look, because I've been raised natural, my mother was macrobiotic, and I didn't have sugar until I was 11, and you know, all out of the box kind of things. But so when I look at someone as a healer, I look at their physical image, and I've seen such an amazing change in you that it's just like, okay, I'm at the point I don't need anyone to believe.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it and I'm witnessing it. And actually, that being said, coming back to my husband, like, did I have to make him do it? He came to me one day and he was like, you know what? I don't want to go to the gym because we were like, we got to do something. Like my body after my back, you know, before I had my back go out. But like I said, I'm never not done anything and any type of activity. I've never been so sedentary, even though I'm always busy. We're going to go to the gym. And he came in, he goes, what about if we just do this? Can you teach it to me?
Oh, wow. That's
and I was just like, okay. And so like, I don't remind him about it. And today on the beach, it was amazing. My neighbor, young lady, asked me, she's like, I want to learn. And so I was like, okay. And so we did it at her house one day, and then she's been doing the 15-minute reset on her own. And we're going to work on putting it into Turkish.
Yeah.
But today on the beach, my husband was talking to met some man in the while he was swimming, and brought the man over because we were doing the some of the resets on the beach. And the old man was like, he was a professional swimmer. He's like, I want to learn. And so we showed him a little bit. He's like, okay, here's my number. Like, let's meet again. And so, yeah, it was pretty amazing.
Is Turkish your second language or your first?
Turkish is my third, actually. I speak Indonesian also.
Oh, we were just talking to Sophia, who's Indonesian.
Exactly.
You speak Indonesian as well?
Yes. And actually, my family we're Americans. Like, I was born in Washington State, and lived all over. So my dad knew 14 languages. So we have a lot of languages. But my family is like pretty famous in Indonesia. You're
kidding me.
No. And my family is based there. My mother lives there. I moved to Turkey.
What did your family do in Indonesia?
Music.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got to connect you with Sophia.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
She's an actress and a model.
Yes, and my husband's also an actor here. So yeah.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Like
First of all, what are the chances? Now you're like solidifying the fact that I have to go to Indonesia.
Exactly.
Watching.
And I heard you saying something about going in January, and I don't know how I can make it happen, but I told my husband yesterday, I was like, we need to be there when Human Garage goes, because my family, I was in the band before, in my in my family's band. We've seen more of Indonesia than the average Indonesia has seen in their life.
Right.
We've
And,
traveled
I
all
want
over.
to go see all the places. Like for me,
Exactly.
my interest right now, like I had some sort of soul contract that said I was going to bring this to the world.
Yes.
So I'm done, technically.
Yeah. Yes.
I fulfilled my contract.
Yes.
So all I want to do now is I want to see the world, have fun, have experiences with people, share and help.
This is where that's why I filled out some of the forms, and they were like, who do you want to talk to? Gary. And who's the second person? Gary. Because I really feel that's when the more that I've heard about your stories. I practiced midwifery for 16 years, social work. Never got paid, never got one person said thank you. My brother being the second person. Like, it was just kind of like, oh, she does this, okay. And I did it completely from my heart. But
Yeah.
I'm now to the point where I realize that I have paid so many dues, and I'm ready. I want to share on another level, but at the same time, just be. Because there are some people, and I would love to hear what you have to say, because I haven't actually checked out the
I ran your chart,
astrological.
didn't I? I ran your chart, didn't I? Or have your chart?
I don't think so.
You
No.
gotta send me your chart.
Okay.
Go to astro.com though, because that's the one. I read it that style. It's too hard for me to convert.
Yes.
Go to astro.com, print, screenshot it, send it to me.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, because I'm actually also, I'm curious now while we're on this subject. Just a quick question: have you dabbled in, or heard of, or do you know anything of your human design?
Yeah, I'm a generator,
Okay.
and so human design. Okay, all of these things are based around. Okay, we are a fluid, adaptive, biological computing system.
Yes.
So we have numbers that generate ones and zeros, and one is love, zero is protect. So it's I'm protecting it. Everything else is a derivative of that. It's like binary language.
Yes.
And it gets pretty complex as you go. So things like human design are where people took patterns and they've noticed, like, for example, I don't believe Sagittarius versus Libra versus, I mean, those are assumptions. Like your species is your human, but your Sagittarius is like your American, or your Libra's like your American, but that doesn't tell me much. It doesn't tell me if you're like Southern American, doesn't tell me if you're Northern, doesn't tell me if you're Jewish American or if you're Black American. It doesn't really give me much context. So what I find to be true is the numbers, and then all of the programs were to help it make it easier for people to understand or to get involved. But if you know the numbers, I get to the same thing. So I'm at the core programming root. And what I love about human design is that it's packaged the idea of that core programming in such ways that we can understand it. Are you a manifesting generator?
Yes.
Yeah. And first of all, a lot of Libras are manifesting generators. So, like, again, I can tell that, also by the way that you articulate, the way you respond, because you push information out looking for a response.
Yes.
I wait for something to come from me, and then I stand up. I mean, it's funny because I didn't understand this before, but I could be completely asleep and you go, hey, Gary, and I'm like, what? Okay, I'm ready to go. That's who I am. And that's a true generator. Yeah, it's like I don't have anything to do until you ask me a question.
Wow. Yeah. That's interesting too. Like, also when going into the human design, the open ajna and crown, I have that. And so when I'm in contact with other people, I notice that I get so much more information coming in, ideas, inspiration. But when I'm sitting alone, I can be completely blank.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with it.
Yeah, and that's part of, I think that's the biggest part of things like human design. It's like it's to be it's to know that you're okay, and
Yeah,
you know, the general people
perfect.
haven't studied astrology like I have, and I didn't study astrology traditionally.
Okay.
What I did is you know, Jason, myself, what we did particularly is we went and we printed our charts out, and then we said, okay, what does Capricorn and Saturn mean? And then what we did is we printed out the charts of our family and our friends. And then
Yeah.
what I did is I went to people who are like a Libra, and I talked to them like I'm talking to that person. And then
Yeah.
some things stuck, some things didn't. Whatever didn't stick was, oh, that's different because they're a Libra, but they're like, I believe you're a 12 degree, I think, Sagittarius Libra.
Okay.
It's because you're a little different than a Grand Master Libra or an Aries Libra. So then
What does that mean? Huh.
well, it's so like for example, the numbers are more precise. Like if you're a 12
Okay.
degree, which I think you are, because you're October 4th, Libra starts on the 22nd, so that's 8 plus 4. It's probably 12. That means you're Sagittarius. It means you're a perpetual learner. You push the edges
Yeah.
in relationships. You're always looking to learn, explore, and share with others.
Yes. That's exactly. Right.
So that is, so the manifesting generator is more attached to a Libra as that source, or the Libra energy. But when people go, well, I'm not a Libra, but if your number's net to 6 in your chart, you're Libra. If your number's net to 3 in your chart, you're Sagittarius Libra.
Okay.
So that's what I look at it. I look at astrology very differently than the rest of the world. I followed Chris Witecki, who's my friend. I followed his step system, and then I attributed the step system to the physical body. Once I got it in the physical body, I knew the body inside out. So now that's my cipher. So now I knew the body, that's my coding cipher. So then I can look at the number and say, okay, that works. Now I trust the number. Now I go out in the world and I see that number repeat, and I'm like, oh, that's what it is. That's what it means.
Yes. Wow. Okay. Wow.
I'm building my own system.
Yes.
And I want the thing is that as much as I respect, and I respect things like human design, it's just like when you study tropical versus Vedic and all that, it puts you into a belief system that's not necessarily mine.
Yes.
And so I want to learn it my way. And what I want to do is I want to make it simple enough that you can learn it your way.
Exactly. Yeah.
Rather than having to subscribe to my belief system. And that's the whole fascial maneuvers is basically, it's a philosophy of movement. If you counter rotate the body and breathe in a number of sequence of breathing, after that, everything else you discover about yourself is you.
Yes. That completely resonates with me, because that's something about me that I recognize. I didn't always recognize, but I recognize now, is if someone tells me this is the way you have to do it, like that's an immediate, okay, wait a minute, I have to test it out kind of thing.
Yeah, you're a believer. You
yeah.
like to believe things.
Yes. Well, and I have to taste it myself.
Yeah.
Because and I used to think, oh, that's just because I had the trauma from having different really strong individuals in my life, but I recognize that it's not. Sorry about that. It's
Out of curiosity, what sign is your dad?
He was October 5th, 1943.
Okay, so and what sign is your mom?
My mom is June 18th, 1950.
Whoa, master level. So you've got lots of Gemini and you've got lots of Libra. So in your chart. So if I look in your chart, I know I'm going to find a lot of 5s repeating, a lot of Gemini.
Yeah.
And so basically you're helping your dad see himself.
Yes.
Yeah. And your mom is probably, see what I love about Gemini and Libra together, Gemini is both sides of the brain. Libra is both sides of the body. Libra's in the lungs, Gemini's in the brain.
Wow, okay.
So when you pair those together, it makes you super balanced. Because if you have both sides of the brain and both sides of the body, that's a really good combination.
Yes. Yeah. They lasted 40 years.
You
They
know what?
lasted 40 years. And,
Lasted.
yeah.
You know, that's a funny one too, because you know, it's like we put these unrealistic expectations on people because we change every 7 years. It's
Yeah.
like till death do we part, and I'm like, is it really supposed to be that way? The Aboriginals, almost every one of them has like a 1 or a 3 year renewal, and it's like they where we are, the Haudegoi natives, they renew their vows or their commitments every year, and then but what happens is if they say it's not working anymore, I want to go somewhere else, then there's no fighting or arguing about it. That's just the way they go. And then the people go, well, who takes care of the kids? And I'm like, the same people that should be taking care of the kids are raised by the village, not by the individuals.
Yes. And actually, that's the beauty of it, because actually, when they parted, it was so divine, actually, their parting. My mother slipped and like slipped on the stairs and was like, okay, I'm not gonna, I don't feel like seeing you today. And he was like, okay. And she's like, yeah, we haven't talked in 20 years. And he was like, yeah, you're right. And I mean, it was just, in the end, he realized, well, you know, he at that point in his life, because he passed in 2018, but at that point in his life, he realized that he had not, or that he was accepting getting older. My mother still hasn't accepted it.
No.
And rightly
Jim
so.
and I never do that. They'll go down
Yes.
fighting. They're like, I'm old. Watch me climb this wall with my high heels on. That's an 18th Gemini. So she's your mom is actually the same astrology as my ex-wife.
Okay.
I know your mom really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like always out there, a little kid at heart, always trying to learn and do stuff. Like, I'm doing this, but no, I'm doing this over here. It used to drive me insane. It's like, why don't we just do this one thing?
When's your birthday?
December 20th.
December 20th. Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm at 29 degrees Sagittarius. And before I really understood my chart in the way that I do now I understand, like, I can see all the different areas of mastery, which now makes sense. Like, why do I when I was a kid, I used to stand in the shower in the morning and go, why can't I be like everybody else?
No.
Well, because I always pick the tough path. Like,
Yes.
I always pick the hardest way to go through everything. It's like, if there's a wall, my head can probably go through that wall. You know, that's the way I looked at everything.
Wow.
And everybody else would be like walking around the wall. And I'm like, yeah, I think my head will fit through there.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, now I understand. Like, now I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have an understanding of why I'm so crazy about doing what I do, and now I accept it. But before, I used to fight it because everybody's like, why don't you just be more like this? Why don't you just settle down over here? You know, why aren't you like this in relationships? And I'm like, I didn't have an answer because society said this is the way it is. Yeah. And you know, like, what I really give a shit about? I really give a shit about finding the answers in this world, sharing them with others, and having experiences. And people go, you know, like they're like, well, you need a work-life balance, and I'm like, this is my work-life balance. Why is there a separation between them? Mm-hmm. This is what I love to do. I love to show up here every day. I love to talk to people. Yeah. I love to help people. And there'll be a time where I don't want to show here every day, mm-hmm. but I'll still be doing this in another way.
Yes. Well, and you're also laying the groundwork so that other people are just wanting to, from their hearts, wanting to share it. So it's like you're doing it.
And you'll see as you get into the 28-day reset and lifestyle artist program, basically 28-day reset helps the people that are starting. The lifestyle artists are helping the 28-day reset. Level 2s are helping the level 1s, and they're coaching and facilitating. Coaches are leading forward and helping out all of them. And this is what we're designing. We're designing a pay-it-forward system, which is already designed, but we're making it better. But it's not meant to be our system. The system is going to outlive us, and I want it to, because I've been through the world, and I built systems around me, and the second I fail, that system fails.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want, I want a continual ability for people to learn how to help themselves and go through the journey. So what we just did is we went through the journey, we documented every part of it. And so we can always go back to the, you know, what did we do when we were there? Because everybody's going to go through the same journey. It's like we're going from point A to point B. There's only so many gas stations, so many restaurants, and so many parks along the way. And everybody has to stop at one of them. They're going to be slightly different based on their journey, but eventually everybody's going to go through that journey.
Yes. Wow. Yeah. While you're saying this all, I'm also remembering, like, because I've lived a life where my father was not one person to live from logic in the head. It was always like he took us off on many crazy adventures that went, like, he studied in university for 7 years, graduated top of the class, studying 7 languages without a major, and then went on to teach himself another 7 languages, so 14, and he wrote poetry and all of these things. So I'm completely, and I was homeschooled, all of these things, like, out of the box. But at the same time, I feel like I'm at this place in my life that so many things are like, okay, I get it. You know, we're still on the journey, and this is part of the excitement. I don't really know where things are, why I've been, like, drawn to make certain decisions, or even my husband for that matter. Like, I've really tried to support him to really get out of his box and make decisions and follow that crazy idea. For example, because when you're talking about, like, the human garage and, like, all of the different systems and places along the way, we actually, because my husband's from a background in he's an actor, and, like, Turkey's one of the best elocution teachers. He has like 18 awards for his out of the box teaching and everything with the Turkish language. But we also at the same time bought this camera at a crazy time in Turkey. We have the Canon R5C, which is a cinema camera, which can do things. So who knows, you know, we have the mics, we have all the setup. So if we can get to Indonesia,
That would be really cool. And by the way, the guys who ship all our products and stuff like that, we work with them right here, Arda and Alper. They're Turkish.
Okay, yes, I actually think one of them, and then I couldn't find them again. And I heard you say that on a chat, but then also after we talked one day, one of them, I think, watched one of my stories, and then I couldn't find them again. Yeah. It's
Arda, and Alper, and they run drop ship fulfillment, and that's who's fulfilling for us now.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. That's like, it made me just go, wow, the world is small. So they're dealing with that. Is there anyone at this point doing any active translations in Turkish?
I don't know, but send me a message about it, and then I'll find out. I think they're teaching in Turkish. Okay. But you know what, we have a really good model. We have one of our lifestyle artists who translated all of our guide in Swedish. Awesome. And then has been done all the videos in Swedish. We have Ikwe, who's done it all in Japanese. Yes. And so eventually, and you know, this is the thing, is that we're not trying to control this. This is which slows it down. We're like anybody who wants to help, come in and help, right?
Exactly. No, that's what I mean, I think it's so beautiful, because I think when one person has to take it all on, it becomes a burden, and then the clarity and the pureness of the intention becomes boggy.
Yeah, because you know, at a certain point, it's just that, you know, you resonate with the idea, but when you've converted that idea into 50 languages, at some point you just lose the drive, and that new person coming in, because it's not just the words, it's the energy behind it. And somebody who's new comes in, has the enthusiasm, shares the energy of it, not just the words. It's not mechanical. It's like when we did the original videos, like the 45-minute reset, the 15-minute reset, it took us months to shoot those simple videos. And because there was a look and a feel that we wanted, but more importantly is we wanted us to be in the right energy. So we would get ourselves ready. If one of us wasn't ready, we didn't do it. And it was like sometimes it was like our at the time the people who were helping and advising us, they're like, you got to do this. It's a 15-minute video. And it's like, it just wasn't right. You know, and I come from the corporate side. I mean, you know it from being an artist.
Yes. That's why I can actually watch the videos, because I'm really sensitive to energies. And
oh, you want to know something? When Manvinder cut the videos, he does stuff like, okay, there's every set of frames, I think it's 32 frames so there's a dark frame in every one. So he takes all the dark frames out, like all these little attention to details that nobody would notice. But what we were doing is from the feel, and what that does is it jolts your nervous system, creating the opposite effect that we want. And nobody who's shooting video does that stuff.
Yes. I and that's why I feel so, it's just it definitely makes my whole body just feel because those things, people don't recognize how much our nervous system gets, but like these little details, I'm very sensitive to them. And we live in a time and age where technology allows so many wonderful things, but at the same time we're getting shortchanged because
we've lost it. I mean, he was Manvinder. He's a Scorpio, and he was he was like really he was a music producer who was doing video, and he was a sound healer. He was one of our first take our program, the first 6 practitioners, and he was talking to me about how the old Hollywood guys they would cut film. They run through, and they'd feel like, go cut here, and they would cut. But that's how they would edit. They would feel the edit and then cut there. They weren't even watching. They just would cut where they felt it. And that's at the end of it. That's what we're bringing. We're bringing the feeling back into this art. I mean, even like when we used to communicate with people, if somebody didn't answer you for 2 days or 3 days, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, if they didn't answer you for 2-3 days, you knew they're okay.
Yes.
But today, if they don't answer a text message in like 10 minutes, it's like something's wrong. I got to call 911. It's because we've lost the feeling in our relationship with the world.
Yes, and now you're saying that, it just like, so last year, my youngest of my mother's children, my youngest brother, was in a car accident, and nobody, like, he was just going from one location to another, like at 10 o'clock at night. 15 minutes into it, they're on this dark highway in Indonesia. And
on a dark desert highway?
No, on a dark, yeah, really. Yes.
With the cool wind in his hair?
Yeah. But it was like my sister's husband just suddenly decided, I gotta call him because I want to ask him, maybe he wants to do some business, something. And he calls him, and somebody picks up his phone and is like, I can't talk right now. It's a bad accident. And he hangs up. And we're like, okay, wait. Was his phone stolen? Sometimes these type of things happen where they, somebody. And so we contact all the family, and like I sat down and I was just like, in my heart, I was just like, wherever he is, if he's asleep or whatever, just like, let him wake up. And he ended up suddenly, he was in a car accident with 6 people and he was in the farthest from the back, and he was the only one who got a bad injury. He damaged his right leg, just above the knee. It wrapped kind of around the seat. His best friend's husband and wife were in the middle, and then the drivers, and the driver and the first front seat passenger, like
This is
couple.
your brother?
Yes, my brother.
Your brother didn't feel supported by your father.
Oh, probably. Very, very likely. He's September 28th.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
And so
absolutely.
when this happened, like that moment, we figured it out, that moment when because we were all doing something, but I sat down, like lit a candle, and I was just like, okay, wake up wherever you are. He suddenly woke up, like just came to, he had passed out. And the woman next to him was an older woman who was kind of hefty. And she was on top of him, and he was like, he could hear the sirens coming in the distance. And when they came, Indonesian people are very, very polite and don't say no very easily, and don't like to offend anyone. It's like, and he's like, get this woman off of me. And she's like, they try and move her, and she's like, don't touch me. She's a very polite woman, but like was in pain. She was also in pain. And in the end, and actually that's one thing I wanted to ask, because like the thing that we believe, one of the main things that saved his life, or he believed, is that he lifted weights, like seriously lifted weights. He's a big guy now. And he lifted himself out of the car because they wouldn't get the lady off of him. So he's just like, if you can catch me, I'll lift myself out. And he lifted himself out. And now his leg, they did 5 surgeries, and he has a metal rod in his leg. But, and he can walk, but his foot, like that.
Yeah, you know that. But honestly, what I've seen in that, and the way I understand the body and fascia today, is that it don't matter what prosthetics you put in the body can learn to adapt and perform, but he's still holding on to the feeling that got him in there. Yeah. He's probably a 6th degree Libra, which would make him a Grandmaster, which means that his first 30 years in his life would get a little bit of a shit kicking, so that he learns to get over it, because that's where the learning to get over it is where he helps the world.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. It's, oh no. Yeah. It's so interesting how 2 or 3 days before it happened, my mother had an astrologer tell her, you're going to have a big accident in your family, one of your kids or somebody. And my mother lost her father.
I freaking hate that. It's like,
so do I.
It's like, did it happen because they said it? That's why I don't
exactly
people. I give people, like in astrology, I can see stuff, but
you don't.
I like to look at, here's how you're going to react when something happens.
Yes.
And, you know, the better one is that, like, when you're before 30, you're going to be a little rough, but after that, you're going to work it out. I mean, that's not telling somebody. I hate the forecasting.
Yes, me too. That being said, that being said, also, I'm just curious what your comment would be. My mother lost her father in a car accident when she was 12.
Yeah, that would make sense, because I think you're at 12 degree too. So that's a Sagittarius year. It's all about belief. So it affects what you believe about the world. So 12 is a year you're determining what you believe about your community, your life, and how you fit in.
So I don't know how that would fit in, but when you say 12, I just remember in 2012 was a moment in time where
That's a Gemini year.
Okay, and I was yelling at my mother in the street. We used to go running in the morning together, about like 20 kilometers, 3 to 4 times a week. And one day we just got talking about something, and she said, and I didn't really know much about like karma or life really, even I hadn't like begun to really awaken to myself yet. That was the very beginning. And she said, some things you just have to accept, this is how they are, and this is the generational blah blah blah. And I turned and said, it just came from within me though, it wasn't like something from my mind. And I said, I'm here to break that. Like, it's not going forward anymore. But that being said, I wanted to know, because you mentioned about 29 degrees, my rising is 29 degrees Aquarius.
Yeah, so that makes sense, because 29 degrees So your ego is got nothing to wants only to help the world somehow, and knows that since you're young, there's been this voice inside your head that said you're supposed to do something great, and it causes you to actually want to do things fast, move fast. It means a lot of stuff happens in your life at the last minute. You worry about it all the way to the last minute. It works out anyways. It means that you embody fairness and you embody technology and new and culture and community is what's driving you. It's pushing your Libra, which is wants balance anyway. So yeah, the 29 degree. What I did is I put together a bunch of 29s in the sun sign, and it's because I am a 29 in my sun sign. I just want to look at them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
it wasn't about excluding anybody or a special club. It was like if you look at everybody who's the same degree as you, that number means more than the sign. So I want to look at all the numbers and say, how are they like me? How am I like them? How are we different?
Okay. Yeah, that I'm so glad that I got to ask you that, because I've been curious about it, because I read something also someplace that like the 29th degree can also mean like finishing a karmic pattern.
It is finishing a karmic pattern. You're finishing a karmic pattern with not being in community. That this time you've been in and out, you've done the right thing in community, you haven't in other states of awareness, and this time you're here to do it right and embody it.
Okay. Yeah. That like not knowing back in 2012, not knowing anything about astrology other than the fact that I was a Libra, Virgo rising, Aquarius moon, that was just the minimum. But that you just described exactly what I was living for.
Well,
Um,
so what's happening is 2012, December 21st was the beginning of the age of Aquarius. That's why that time was significant for you. And 2012 is 2 + 2 and 1 is 5. It's a Gemini year.
okay.
So
what about 2014?
2014 was a 7 years, a spiritual year. That's a cleansing year. That's a year that you're moving in and out of, especially for you, because you're a Libra is a 6, and the Pisces, a cleansing or spiritual year, is a 7.
Okay.
So basically, as a Libra, you're looking to say, okay, what do I have to move to be more spiritual? It's so close to you, and you're sorting stuff out. So and then you take another thing is you look at your age at that time. How old are you then?
Let's see how old. I think I was 36 or 30. I'm not good with the math on the moment. Yeah, I think I was born in 76, so.
Okay, hold on. So it's 20. You said 2014, so that's 9 years ago. So take your age and subtract 9.
How old am I? 46.
You're 46 right now. So that's 57. So that's 12. That's okay. That's back to 12, which I think you're a 12 degree.
Okay.
12 is about belief. So you're having belief in that year as well. So
in that year too.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, because because I was married for 21 years and I became a widow in that year.
21 years. 2 + 1 is 3, which is back to Sagittarius.
Okay.
Option of 12. So these things are all highly affecting the way you believe and what you believe about your world.
Yes.
So for you, a lot of this is what you believe.
Yes. And that's what the theme this year has just been like. I mean, like when you're saying about like these contracts and things like this, I had this happen. I've been married to my husband now for 6 years, and we bought 2 wedding rings. And the first wedding ring, we went to the beach in the same area of Turkey. We just happened to 2 separate years. We went, and I had this experience, which I just think is interesting, because I feel like the universe is saying to me, like, don't lock yourself in these things. And maybe also just the thing of having something on for my fascia, having a band on my hand, maybe wanting that. But I went to the beach, and as I'm sitting down, I suddenly get this ding, 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 like vision that I see this young couple, and the guy gets down on his knee to propose to her. And he reaches his hand into the ocean and puts this ring on her finger. And I sit down. Literally, the water is like still. And I sit down, and I'm not sitting all the way in the water, just where my hands are in the water. And this 3 waves come up. And the first wave, just like I feel it, let me see if I can share it. Take my ring. Wave just, I feel this thing just take, like a hand, take the ring off my hand. And I just went, oh, my ring. And it was gone. Like, we searched for it for 45 minutes, and it was like, okay, it's gone. And the reason I was crying, but not because I cared about the ring. It was more, a little sentimental, but I was also like, what is my mother-in-law going to say? Blah, blah, blah. And I mean, it's just amazing how all of these, I'm just feeling this again.
I mean, look at, there's a lot of symbolism in your life. You're born into a famous family for a reason. Yeah. There's a lot of symbolism in your life, and fame is I find that people that have high degrees are famous in some way, but fame isn't about ego. Fame is about influence.
Yes,
and it's what I do with the influence that makes the difference. Like, because if it's about ego, which a lot of people associate it with, and they start diving into that, that's where the issue comes up. But if it's about influence, I have the ability to do that, and you're getting all these signs around you. You're homeschooled, you're raised, you speak these multiple languages. You had a Libra father who had 14 languages. It's like these are all inputs to help you attach to where you're going in the world. And right now, the space between my thoughts, my words, and my manifestation have shrunken. It used to be I had a big long runway where I could think things and say things, and they never really happened. But today, if I think it, I say it, it happens right away. And that's just what people are seeing right now. They're getting torn up because if they're thinking good thoughts and they're speaking good, their world is showing up really cool. But most people aren't right now. They're out of fear, anger, sadness, and it's showing up that way.
Yes. Yeah, that actually, and you said about symbols. So like, and I can't remember the exact word what you said, but I felt I wanted to say it. The place that my parents chose to give birth to me was Washington State, on the road to paradise. That's what it says. Woo! Born on the road to paradise.
There you go.
So, starting out there in
paradise.
Huh?
Got my ticket to paradise on a cool desert highway.
Yes.
With the wind in my hair.
Thanks for giving me the theme song.
Yeah. Most of the people here won't even get what I said, but some of them will.
Yes.
Well, listen. I got to shut down here, but it's been fun. Take a snapshot of your chart, send it to me. Let's have a chat. I'm going to introduce you to Sophia. Okay. Because there's obviously a connection here. I just pulled you up randomly right behind her. No idea you spoke Indonesian. Oh, well, no idea that your family is you're from there. It's like
the interesting thing was too, like, I wasn't totally feeling like you said the other day, I just randomly choose them. And I was like, the other day, when my back was hurting, I really wanted to come up. This time I was just like, okay, if it's meant to be. And then suddenly I'm like, here I am. Okay. So it was beautiful.
It was meant to be. As I said, there's always a purpose. I even look at the order in which I bring people up. I look at their astrology and I look how that impacts me in my day. Because you're a reflection of me somehow, and I'm a reflection of you. So I take it very seriously. Who shows up in my life, when they show up, where it is, are there birds around? I got to look at all that stuff. It's a puzzle.
One last question on the puzzle. Does 43 say anything to you? The number 43?
it's Pisces. It's spirit. Okay. And we keep repeating that over again. You're getting all of your lessons in your spiritual years.
And 54?
That's your take action year. That's your 4 is where you belong, 5 is what you think, and 9 is I act, I am. So if I think I belong there, I'm going to act there, which is 9. So this is your action year, and I'm 54 too.
Okay. Wow. Yes. Okay. On that beautiful divine note, thank you so much. And
I look forward to where this brings. I look forward to Indonesia. I'm sure we're going to make something work.
Yes. And hopefully Turkey eventually too.
Okay, Stella. Take care.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Guys, that was incredible, this sequence of people and events and stuff like that. Thank you for hanging out there and just listening to how my world works. That's what you saw today was a really good example of what my life looks like every single day. So if you haven't done it yet, if you're anywhere, like me, you can still get on a plane. Joshua Tree, tomorrow, get there. If you can get there, if you can drive there, if you can be there, be there. If you guys can also do us a favor, go over to YouTube, subscribe, hit our subscribe button to our channel. We're going to be building that out. If you also too look at it, go to our new website and look on there. Look at all the different resets and all the different, it's navigating there. Plus we're taking the best snapshots and the best lives and the best pieces out of there and we're putting it up there so it's easy to find, easy to get to. Fantastic day, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with me. Today was definitely a day where you were hanging out with me and I do appreciate it. Sometimes it's just nice to have a conversation with people, not have to fix everything. Love you all. Take care.